We've got a great matchup for you today between an independent squad based here in the Mid-Willamette Valley, TFA Willamette, and a team from the NPSL, that is PDXFC. Alongside my broadcast partner, Dave Hall, I'm Josh Worden, here in your home for live local coverage of Oregon sports on Oregon SportsBeat. Dave, we've got a good game between a couple of squads that got something to play for today.
This is a significant game. This is the opening game of the first ever Oregon Open Cup. We'll have two semifinals, one tonight between these two teams, one on the 24th, and then we'll play the first ever championship match for the Cup on July 31st.
PDXFC are in the black kits working towards the right side of your screen. TFA Willamette in the blue uniforms and the white shorts going towards the left side of your monitor. In goal today for PDXFC is Sam Prusinski. He's joined by Daniel Delgado wearing jersey number 5. Number 6 is Kevin Lowe. Also in the starting lineup, Johnny Rodas from Oregon State University. Alan Gayton is wearing number 9. Gabe Parrish wearing number 15 for PDXFC. Number 16 is Billy Garton. Also in the starting lineup, number 17, Musa Amisi, a freshman from Seattle Pacific University. Wearing number 19 from Willamette University is Moy Diaz. Number 21 for PDXFC is Patrick Strauss. And number 28 is Jose Pepsi Perez. And for TFA Willamette, in goal is Roman Gabriel. Wearing number 6 is the center midfielder Sam Tweeton. Number 7, the wing John Sarna. Number 8, Ethan Crofts for TFA Willamette. In the starting lineup, Nick Ballinger, as well as number 10, Jose Herrera. Evan Hoover in the starting lineup with Humberto Salas, Marco Reyes Aviles. Number 17 is Ozzy Ramirez and Ishmael Carrillo, also in the starting lineup for TFA Willamette.
I had already done a game for PDXFC. That was 2 weeks ago, and they beat FCM Portland, who went to the national championship semifinals of the NPSL last year. So although their record is 2-7, they hold a huge win over a nationally ranked team.
Some high-profile players on both of these squads. You're seeing both teams with some possession here for TFA Willamette. Lucas Moeller getting the start actually for TFA Willamette. Had a steal there a moment ago, and some local connections to South Albany High School as well. We'll talk about that during the broadcast. The head coach for PDXFC is Luke Babson. For TFA Willamette, it's Will Hander.
For the Portland team, their leading goal scorer is Alan Gayton. He had 2 goals against the Portland team that they won in the National Premier Soccer League. 8 is Johnny Rodas, who plays at Oregon State. 16 is Billy Garton. By the way, Alan Gayton is the youngest player on the field. He's 18.
Very strong offensive player. His counterpart for TFA Willamette, although not in the starting lineup, is Edgar Monroe, a prodigious player from Corvallis High School. Will still be a high schooler this fall. He's a senior and was one of the best players in the state. First team All-State this past year as a junior at Corvallis, and we may see him coming off the bench later in this game. Nice run for Jose Herrera for TFA Willamette. Just outside the box, but cut away by PDXFC, and a chance for counter.
You mentioned TFA Willamette is a U23 team. They got players, though, playing on the team who are much younger than that.
Yeah, they got some guys in high school still, technically a U23 team, but there's really only 1 or 2 players that are really close to that age limit. A lot of guys still early on in their collegiate careers, or even some high schoolers. Billy Garton making a run. And here is Pepsi Perez on the wing.
I got a feeling you like him as a player.
That's about the best nickname you can get. And Pepsi Perez almost gets it by Roman Gabriel. But Gabriel with the save, which is his 27th of this season.
Before we started the game, you said to me, I think Pepsi Perez is going to get a goal, and he just about got one right there.
Nearly got it in the 3rd minute here at South Albany High School. TFA Willamette is 5-3 on the season. They're an independent squad, so no affiliation like this NPSL team of PDXFC. TFA Willamette winning their final 5 games of their inaugural season. They played some USL teams like Lane United. They played the Portland Timbers U23 team in their 2nd game. Played Vancouver Victory from the Evergreen Premier League. Played some good competition and done pretty well for such a young squad as they are. Meanwhile, PDXFC already with the affiliation from the NPSL, National Premier Soccer League. Finished near the bottom of the table the last couple of years. 2-8 last year. They went 2-7-1 this season. And an open opportunity for John Sarna. Steals it away from Krasinski, and TFA Willamette are on the board. John Sarna, as easy of a goal as you'll get. His 4th goal of the season.
The defense just broke down there, and he was open, wide open, right in front of the net, and just kind of pushed it in.
Lazy ball handling from the goalkeeper, Sam Krasinski. And Sarna, a graduate from Crescent Valley High School, will be heading to OIT this fall. And he's an adept goal scorer where he can score in traffic, but that was they didn't even really showcase his skills there. Sarna, the easy goal, and TFA Willamette leads 1-0.
That goal coming at 40:35 left to go here in the first half, 45-minute halves.
Gets it into the box and nicely headed away. Good defense on the set piece there. Corner kick opportunity for PDXFC. Lobbed into the box. Roman Gabriel leaps up and plucks it away. The goalkeeper today for TFA Willamette, also from Corvallis High School. And a nice snag for Roman Gabriel. Also a basketball player at CHS, just down the road a little bit west of here in Albany. I asked his basketball coach, I broadcast a few of his basketball games this year. It's a nice run for Ethan Crofts and TFA Willamette. Crofts on the ball, has it stolen away. I asked Roman Gabriel's basketball coach if he thought he knew of Roman Gabriel's namesake, the original Roman Gabriel, and he thought, I don't think so. I don't think he's that familiar with football from 50 years ago and the Rams.
Right, he'd have to go back 20 years before he was even born.
Roman Gabriel, the goalkeeper today, and playing well so far for TFA Willamette. John Sarna, the lone goal for both of these squads, and TFA Willamette leading 1-0 here at South Albany High School for the Oregon Open Cup.
Coach Babson's been with PDXFC for 3 years. He played soccer in college.
Over at Colorado State Pueblo, and then coached with the Western Oregon women's soccer team for 7 years. Also now with the Washington Timbers, a couple of the age groups there, and also with PDXFC. A young team, PDXFC, like you said. 3 years ago they were founded, and a member now of the NPSL, something that TFA Willamette would like to be at some point. And a nice run for PDXFC. Throw in from the coffin corner. Billy Carton has it poked away. Nice defense there from Ozzy Ramirez, another South Albany player. Was first team All-State this past year. Was one Ozzy Ramirez. And he was the goal scorer in one of the games we called here on Oregon SportsBeat, playing against Corvallis High School. Team that went on to win the state championship. As John Sarna, a little shove in the back, trying to get his second goal tonight. Ozzy Ramirez scored with just seconds left against Corvallis. Another run for TFA Willamette, and can't curl it in. Ethan Crofts had an opportunity off the left foot, but sent it wide. Sam Krasinski, the goalkeeper for PDXFC today, has allowed 1 goal. He plays at George Fox University up in Newburgh. And Krasinski can't quite get a hold of it, but it is cleared, at least for the moment, by PDXFC.
Well, when you're a goaltender, you can't let those rebounds happen, especially right out in front of the net.
Nick Ballinger was coming in with a head of steam. He has 3 goals already on this season. Used to play at Oregon State, and he almost also joined the 4-goal club for TFA Willamette. John Sarna came into this contest with 3 goals, has added 1 today. And Ethan Crofts already had 4 to his name on this season for TFA Willamette, which is their 9th match this year in their inaugural season. They've won 5 straight for a 5-match winning streak on the line today for the team in blue. But the vast majority of players drafted by Major League Soccer come from one of those leagues, NPSL or USL. In fact, all but about 8 of the last year's drafts came from one of those leagues, as Alan Gayton almost gets it away from Evan Hoover of TFA Willamette.
There is another league that's just been forming in Vancouver. It's called the Evergreen Professional League, Premier League, I'm sorry.
Vancouver Victory, one of those teams which TFA Willamette has played against this year. And Ozzy Ramirez can't get it to his teammate initially, but John Sarna able to track it down. Almost gets it back. A lot of play in the middle of the field today. One goal we've seen, but like you said, Dave, not a lot of open opportunities otherwise. Here's one chance, though. Krasinski out of his box and clears it.
Taking no chance that time on grabbing the ball or losing it or anything. He cleared it all the way out to midfield.
Kicked that ball just in front of his own box. Ethan Crofts was the one for TFA Willamette. That was a few steps away from having goal number 2 for TFA Willamette. We're in the 16th minute. John Sarna, the lone goal scorer, graduate of Crescent Valley High School. Took a year off this past fall. Didn't go to school anywhere, but he will be beginning his collegiate career this upcoming fall down at Oregon, down at OIT. The last 3 years, they've placed 42 kids, 30 boys, 12 girls, into college programs. And so this U23 team really formed as a place for their former youth players to keep playing in the summer, even though they're already in college. And a lot of these players on this U23 team came from the youth ranks. They played for their club teams in years past. Depending on their starting lineups, usually about 6 of their starters come from the club ranks, as PDXFC in the attacking third, and a shot wide of goal.
Both shots were by Pepsi Perez.
That one that Roman Gabriel dove out and snagged earlier by Jose Pepsi Perez. May have been just off frame, and that one definitely wide of the post. Alan Gayton with it for PDXFC. Ahead to Billy Carton, who played at University of Portland. In traffic. To Gayton, back to Carton. And loses it TFA Willamette with Ballinger ahead.
Josh, it appears to me that PDXFC is having trouble coming down the wings. Usually you see teams that like to come down a right wing or a left wing and send things into the middle, and they're just having trouble getting the ball down either side on the wing.
Sam Krasinski snatches it right in front of the edge of his own box. Ballinger was right in front of him in case he dropped that ball or stepped outside. But you're right, PDXFC has not been able to finish opportunities today. That was the thing that Logan Hoffman with TFA Willamette brought up as a critical thing, that they have not been very successful, and TFA Willamette has done a great job of creating opportunities but not finishing them this year. Ahead for Alan Gayton, tries to head it past Roman Gabriel, and a collision at the top of the box.
No penalty call, throw in for PDXFC.
And Roman Gabriel came well out of his own box, and it was a couple of feet in front of the edge. That shot by Perez can't get Roman Gabriel's way. Head coach for TFA Willamette is Will Hander, and shares a lot of the coaching duties with Logan Hoffman, who will join us at halftime. Lucas Muller with a nice chest block for TFA Willamette. Ethan Crofts on ball. Alan Gayton ahead for PDXFC. Curls it off, and he'll have a corner kick. The lefty lines it up on a short kick and headed away. Kevin Lowe on ball for PDXFC. The only one really back for PDXFC is Gabe Parrish. Ethan Crofts with it for TFA Willamette. Gets it to Ballinger. Now John Sarna. Ballinger making a run to the outside. This is Ozzy Ramirez from South Albany High School on his home pitch. Tries to chip it over the defender. He thinks it was tipped off the leg. Nick Ballinger with a corner kick for TFA Willamette and almost headed in. Logged 1,500 minutes in his senior year at OSU back in 2017. And scored his first goal back in 2014 against Northwest Christian, the school that his now head coach with TFA Willamette, Will Hander, coaches with. It's Sam Krasinski, the goalkeeper for PDXFC. Dangerous pass near his own box, but gets it away from Sarna. Now an opportunity for PDXFC. This is Pepsi Perez, a little juke move, but can't get it by Lucas Moeller. Sam Tweeten, who almost had the header moments ago, gets it back to Gabriel, who kicks it away in order to reset. PDXFC stays with it. It'll stay with PDXFC for the throw-in. 25th minute here at South Albany High School. Only goal came in the 4th minute. John Sarna scoring for TFA Willamette, trying to extend their season. Both of these teams would play later this month in the championship of the Oregon Open Cup. To the outside wing, Alan Gayton sends it, and Roman Gabriel pokes it over the crossbar. Corner kick on the far side for PDXFC. Bending it in and headed away by Sam Tweeten. Still an opportunity for PDXFC before it goes out. Moy Diaz will throw it in for the team in black, the away team today by designation, PDXFC. John Sarna kicks it ahead in a collision. Ethan Crofts ran right into Gabe Parrish, but they play on.
No yellow cards, no penalty kicks. Pretty well played game so far.
Nice slide there by Patrick Strauss on defense. Taken by Johnny Rodas from Oregon State University. A couple OSU connections on this squad, including Roman Gabriel in goal, who's now trying to prepare for this possible attack from PDXFC. Just outside the box is Pepsi Perez. Daniel Delgado spun around. Pepsi Perez tries to head it off the turf, and Gabriel a diving stop in goal for TFA Willamette.
And we had talked about saves or not. That clearly was a save, and that was a good one.
Now playing for the same team, Roman Gabriel, the goalkeeper, and Ozzy Ramirez playing attacking midfielder today. Ballinger ahead with it for TFA Willamette, trying to get ahead of Nick Croft, splitting two defenders and sending it wide right. Coach here at TFA Willamette, Will Hander, who also coaches with Northwest Christian.
You can hear the wind in our crowd, Mike. The wind has picked up a little bit. Still not enough, though, to affect the ball in any manner.
It's pretty warm today, so the wind, pretty welcome addition to this inaugural game of the Oregon Open Cup. Cannot return, but up to 7 substitutions allowed. Both of these teams will be able to maintain that rule. In fact, TFA Willamette has generally abided by that rule this whole season in preparation for games like this. And we will see a number of subs at some point later this half or in the second half for TFA Willamette, including some younger players like Edgar Monroe and Riley Mellinger may come in. A couple of Corvallis High School players. Edgar Monroe, first team All-State, and was only a junior this past season. Roman Gabriel needs to step up and clear this one away. Gets to John Sarna and undercut there by Patrick Strauss. So all of PDXFC's subs could come in, and at minimum only one player from TFA Willamette will not see the pitch tonight. If we do end the 90 minutes tied today, we'll go directly to penalty kicks. Then part of me hopes this game could end 2-2 or something along those lines. Sam Tweeten coming in to try to gain possession back for TFA Willamette, but at the moment, nice cut for Pepsi Perez. Head to the opposite wing for PDXFC. Billy Garton on the ball. To Daniel Delgado. Back to Garton over the head of John Sarna. Billy Garton on ball for PDXFC. Dayton has his pass tipped away. And now TFA Willamette a chance to counter. Marco Reyes, another South Albany graduate heading to Corbin University, had it for a moment there. Now Nick Ballinger trying to regain possession, and TFA Willamette will get it back. Has not scored yet this season for TFA Willamette, but got a chance to do so in what will either be the final or penultimate game for TFA Willamette this season.
Having been born in Indiana.
And Ballinger almost flicks it over the keeper. Still an opportunity for Nick Ballinger. But nice defense coming in for PDXFC. Here's Ethan Crofts. And just barely saved by Sam Krasinski. Nick Ballinger with the corner kick, far side of the box. Ozzy Ramirez tracks it down.
Listening to these coaches talk about where these kids were going to go to college to play soccer, it was like a travel log of the United States.
Down in Mexico for Club America or Chiapas.
I heard one of the schools was Lemoyne, and that's a school in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's a long run. Frankie Lopez was the one who played for Chiapas down in Mexico, also played for the University of Portland. And then Daniel Delgado, who started today, he's wearing jersey number 5, played for the Club America reserve team down in Mexico. John Sarna trying to get it past a couple defenders. He's the lone goal scorer tonight for either of these two squads, but denied another opportunity there. And a flipping play. I think it was Ozzy Ramirez, the one who unintentionally undercut him. Moy Diaz is all right. Pepsi Perez on the ball, splitting a couple of defenders, 40 yards out from goal, ahead to the opposite side. '37th minute here at South Albany High School. Into Alan Gayton, the leading goal scorer for this squad, just outside the box.
Isn't that amazing? The youngest player, he won't be 19 until August. The youngest player was the leading scorer.
That's amazing. And he was born in this millennium. He was born in 2000. That's unbelievable. John Sarna coming in. Actually, that was Sam Tweeton, primarily practicing with the soccer team, but kicks field goals in his spare time. And he has an opportunity to play at the collegiate level. He could be a collegiate kicker if he wanted to, but obviously soccer occupying the most of his time for Ozzy Ramirez, who will be a senior at this school we're at now, South Albany High School, this fall. The slide from Ballinger, actually that was Ishmael Carrillo.
Just as an aside, quickly, do you know who holds the Oregon High School record for the longest field goal?
I believe that was a man selected first overall in the MLB draft recently. That's Adley Rutschman.
The $8 million man, Adley Richmond, kicked a field goal in high school, 63 yards.
Free kick, Roman Gabriel, who will be headed to OSU this fall as a freshman for the Beavers.
Kicked that 65 yards in the air.
Terry Boss, the first-year head coach for Oregon State this past season, a very successful year for Oregon State. So Roman Gabriel joining a program on the rise in the Mid-Willamette Valley. An opportunity for TFA Willamette, but that shot sent wide by Stewart Ashlyn. Not always goals coming easy for them last season when they finished at the bottom of the table in the Northwest Conference Division of the NPSL. Just 13 goals scored that whole year, allowed 29. Pepsi Perez would like to change that, but almost has it stolen away, and it is by John Sarna. And Sarna in the box has it stolen away, and a nice defensive play there by Gabe Parrish. Again, Roman Gabriel standing about 50 yards in front of his own goal. Here's Ozzy Ramirez, and it goes straight to Krasinski. Mishandles for a moment, but does recollect.
Now that's the third time tonight I've seen Krasinski let a rebound come off of his shot, and that was not a particularly difficult shot. He's going to have to either pounce on those or grab them.
Ozzy Ramirez is a veteran free kick taker. It was on the opposite side of this pitch, but the same field, on a free kick that he scored the winning goal against Corvallis High School, the future state champions, this past fall. About 80 yards away from where he took that free kick, but that one did not really test Krasinski very much.
Been a while since PDXFC's been able to mount any kind of offensive attack.
Alan Gayton in the corner for PDXFC. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Far post, and that header too high. On the scoreboard shows minute 36, but obviously we'll await this crew here at South Albany High School. Ethan Crofts over to Ozzy Ramirez. This is Nick Ballinger trying to make a run, but chipped away by Sam Krasinski.
He didn't risk any rebound that time. He cleared the ball out.
Sam Tweeten, center midfielder, ahead with it, can't clear it. Ozzy Ramirez on ball. Chip pass ahead, but mishandled by Tweeten. Stewart Ashlyn, the lone substitute for either of these two teams. I'm guessing we'll see more of those in the second half. And the ball a moment ago, now ball stolen away from Kevin Lowe of PDXFC. About a minute left to go here in the first half. Ethan Crofts ahead for TFA Willamette. Sam Krasinski comes about 10 yards outside of the box, almost lost it, but managed to relocate the ball. Finally cleared away for PDXFC.
It's scary when the goaltender looks down at the ground wondering where the ball is.
Hoping it's near his feet, but
right.
Worrying if not, it may be in the back of the net before too many seconds go by. Here's Billy Garton over to his teammate Moy Diaz and headed away. Alan Gayton collects the pass from the corner. His counterpart Billy Garton, corner of the box. Gayton curls it into the box and a nice header away by Ballinger. And Roman Gabriel tested but collects that shot from about 35 yards away from Moy Diaz.
I want to tell you, Diaz 35 yards out, and that was on goal.
Yeah.
The goalie had to make a save that time.
Official time kept by the referee. Obviously, the unofficial time on the scoreboard, they stopped it at 1 minute. And so, closing moments of the first half here for both of these teams as that ball got just outside the sideline from Ethan Crofts, and there is the halftime whistle. After 45 minutes of play, it is TFA Willamette with 1 goal scored. PDXFC yet to score. The lone goal by John Sarna today for TFA Willamette back in the 4th minute. Other than that, a few chances for each team, but Sam Krasinski and Roman Gabriel, the 2 goalkeepers, have been solid in goal.
I didn't realize what a big player John Sarna is. How did I miss that the first half, that he's that big?
Yeah, a lanky guy. And that's what Logan Hoffman brought up, is he's able to utilize those long legs and do things that goalkeepers don't expect. And he got 1 goal at the behest of Sam Krasinski in the first half. TFA Willamette leading 1-0 as we're underway in the second half of play here at South Albany High School. Thanks for joining us on Oregon Sports Beat. My name is Josh Worden, joined by my broadcast partner, Dave Hall. And TFA Willamette on possession to open up this second half. John Sarna was over the ball to open it up, the lone goal scorer today for either squad.
And, you know, as big as he is, his goal came on just a little tap that he knocked in the net.
Ethan Crofts couldn't quite keep it off the sideline for TFA Willamette, but they get possession back moments later and then stolen away by Daniel Delgado for PDXFC. Trying to chip it ahead for Alan Gayton, the leading goal scorer and a player from Southern Oregon University, hounded by several defenders from TFA Willamette. They'll reset with Moy Diaz trying to set up the offense. Diaz from Willamette University passes over to Kevin Lowe from Yavapai Junior College. Here is Diaz in the corner. Gets by one defender, but a nice clear by Marco Reyes.
AKB Customs, the official print shop. Custom signs, uniforms, oversized signage, and custom vehicle wraps. AKB Customs is your go-to service provider.
Lucas Moeller applying the defense for TFA Willamette. Kevin Lowe in the center for PDXFC. Here is Frankie Lopez, one of the substitutes. Frankie Lopez urged on to forget and move on. And they get possession back moments later, which will help that forgetfulness, I suppose. Patrick Strauss needing to get rid of it. John Sarna pesky and trying to do the same thing he did moments ago. Nearly got it away from the goalkeeper. Nick Ballinger is the one who profits from Sarna's efforts. Ballinger crossing in towards Ethan Crofts, and it dribbles out for a goal kick. Sam Krasinski from George Fox University, the goalkeeper today for PDXFC. Gets it right back moments later and just clears it away, and TFA Willamette will have a throw in. Ishmael Carrillo with the throw in. Tries to get it to Stewart Ashlyn, the only substitute in the first half for either of these teams. Stolen away by PDXFC and given right back. Here's Ethan Crofts with one defender in front of him. Left-footed shot tipped away by Krasinski, and it hit the post and stays in. The second goal for TFA Willamette, and Ethan Crofts adds his name to the books in the 5th minute of the second half, and TFA Willamette leads 2-0.
Ethan Crofts picks up the second goal.
Second goal for TFA. Let me give you a little oddity. First goal came at 40:35 of the first, 40:35 remaining in the first half. This at 40:08 remaining in the second half.
They score in patterns due to TFA Willamette. John Sarna, the first goal scorer in the first half, and Ethan Crofts followed him up. And John Sarna helping out, applying some pressure on goal, and eventually leaded to a goal for TFA Willamette, and a foul is called. Perez does take it and almost finds the back of the net. Dangerous play for TFA Willamette, but they do clear off the foot of Marco Reyes, another one of those South Albany players playing on his home turf. Here is Kevin Lowe to Billy Garton. Over to Alan Gayton, corner of the box. Back to Frankie Lopez, and then back to Gayton. Daniel Delgado.
PDXFC has moved their players up. Now they drop a defenseman back, but their defensemen have moved up.
Delgado with his back to Ethan Crofts. Here's Jose Pepsi Perez. Somehow finds that ball to the far wing, but Billy Garton, the lefty, with a corner kick. Low bent into the box and poked away by TFA Willamette, and I'll say another corner kick. Going quickly does Billy Garton. Into the corner of the box, sends it in, and perhaps a handball. It is not called. They wanted a penalty kick out of that if it was in the box, but the referees do not call it. Here's Kevin Lowe. Pepsi Perez blocked away by Ozzy Ramirez. A tackle coming in from Ramirez, gets it away, and John Sarna trying to outrace Frankie Lopez. Here is John Sarna trying to get his second goal of the game. Undercut by a defender, and it ultimately ends up in the hands of Sam Krasinski. John Sarna pushed around a little bit, waited too long, and did not get an opportunity to score.
Good call. That's exactly what I was going to say. Waited too long. He had a pretty good shot from about 5 yards out, and then got caught and couldn't get that great shot off.
There was just a beat right before he got it stolen away, or he had an open opportunity.
Yep.
Jose Perez ahead to Johnny Rodas, midfielder for Oregon State. Has also played with the Portland Timbers Academy originally from Lake Ridge High School, so familiar with the Portland area. Is one Johnny Rodas. He was the Oregon Gatorade Player of the Year. Best soccer player in the state of Oregon from Lake Ridge High School back in his high school days.
I did one of his games when he was at Lake Ridge.
Frankie Lopez, former professional player down in Mexico, on the ball, getting it to Alan Gayton. Left-footed cross, tipped away, and the goal for PDXFC. And it is scored. I believe that was that Alan Gayton? No, it was Billy Garton scoring it for PDXFC, and it's 2-1. He credited to Billy Garton. I thought it was Johnny Rodas, the one who chipped it in from straight away.
The ball came wide. It was intended to be across the goal mouth, and it came out wide and just chipped it in from about the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
That time, 33:09 left to go here in the first half, makes it 2-1.
So 2-1 is the score. TFA Willamette. Now the deciding goal is that one by Ethan Crofts just 5 minutes into the second half.
Well, unless anybody overrules you, we're going to credit it to Billy Garton.
After all, the PA announcer did say so. So
right.
Billy Garton, the score for PDXFC. Ethan Crofts wants to re-up the lead to 2.
But I'm like you. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Got to pass Roman Gabriel, who loses his clean sheet. Sam Krasinski collects the ball. He lost his clean sheet just 5 minutes in when John Sarna stole it away and scored. 2-1, TFA Willamette on top. A chance to continue their season to the Oregon Open Cup first ever championship later this month. That's on the line today with 31 minutes and change remaining here on a beautiful day for soccer at South Albany High School. Frankie Lopez with it at midfield. Cornered on the sideline, gets it to Alan Gayton and poked away. Two very prodigious players. Edgar Monroe is a fun player to watch.
A good offensive player, and they didn't give up much. There's a shot knocked away by the goalie at the last second.
Corner kick upcoming for Billy Garton and PDXFC. Curls one in and headed away. So both attacking forwards for TFA Willamette with fresh legs. Oscar Rosas and Edgar Monroe come into the game, and they're the two players furthest upfield for TFA Willamette. What do you make of that substitution, Dave, and what that says about if TFA Willamette, their strategy might be bringing in 2 substitutes this far into the game, both attackers?
Not just 2 substitutes, but the substitutes for the 2 players who have scored in this game.
Yeah.
I just find it, well, actually, if I had to get a word, it's kind of scary.
John Sarna in the 5th minute of the first half. Ethan Crofts, 5th minute, second half. They both check out at the same time. Alan Gayton almost had a chance in the box had that pass not been deflected.
Well, obviously, Coach Handler has a lot of respect for Edgar Monroe.
Will Handler, the head coach for TFA Willamette, bringing in Edgar Monroe, who will be a senior in high school this fall. This is a U23 team, and Monroe giving up about 4 or 5 years to some of his teammates. Monroe, the first-team All-State player at Corvallis High School this past year, a state champion, and has a great opportunity to be not the first, but the second Oregon Gatorade Player of the Year that's on the field tonight. Johnny Rodas, who played at Oregon State University, plays for PDXFC and earned that honor at Lake Ridge High School, and Edgar Monroe could do the same thing at Corvallis High School this year. He comes in alongside Oscar Rosas with the foul, and so Kevin Lowe, the free kick for PDXFC. Monroe and Rosas are the 2 attackers for TFA Willamette. Rosas was an NWAC All-Star at Chemeketa last couple of years. Will be attending Concordia University this fall.
And they have a
opportunity for PDXFC, and Alan Gayton, the leading goal scorer for PDXFC, has tied this game up here in the second half. In the 18th minute, Billy Carton, the goal scorer. And 6 minutes later, Alan Gayton adds to the sheet, and it is 2-2.
And the character of this game has changed.
PDXFC, a lot of possession here in the second half.
Much more aggressive.
Go straight to PKs if the score is tied after 90 minutes of play. And we are tied with about 26 minutes remaining. But PDXFC trying to end it in regulation if they can. On ball right now, TFA Willamette would like to regain momentum and do the same thing in the opposite direction. Sam Tweeten trying to steal the ball away, and a foul perhaps pushed from behind. Nick Ballinger maybe of a little bit too much momentum, and a free kick upcoming for PDXFC. Ozzy Ramirez, the player closest on the wall for TFA Willamette. And that ball too high. 21st minute of the opening game of the Oregon Open Cup. The winner plays in the championship match a couple of weeks from now. Johnny Rodas battling it out with Nick Ballinger. TFA Willamette with possession momentarily, at least. Here's Alan Gayton, one-on-one against Riley Mellinger. And Alan Gayton tipped away. Nice defense from Evan Hoover. 23rd minute, the corner kick for PDXFC. Headed away by Sam Tweeten. Frankie Lopez couldn't maintain possession. Oscar Rosas gets pulled down from behind. That's Edgar Monroe who got tackled. TFA Willamette on a 5-game winning streak. 5-3 on the year. Pepsi Perez making a run. Nick Ballinger trying to steal it away. Cuts it back against the grain. Can't find Alan Gayton. Sam Tweeten gets tackled away by Gayton. And Sam Tweeten taking umbrage with Alan Gayton. Tweeten got a yellow card of his own earlier this game, and now draws one from his counterpart Alan Gayton with a yellow card for our most recent goal scorer, Alan Gayton. And with 20 minutes remaining in regulation, Riley Mellinger and Sam Tweeten playing some back and forth ball. Edgar Monroe trying to beat out one defender. Goes all the way to the end line. About 10 minutes ago here in the second half as the two attacking players for TFA Willamette, although neither of them have really had any goal opportunities for Willamette. In comes Sam Tweeten. And Edgar Monroe. Crossing the box for Ballinger. Almost gets it there. But starting to make an impact on this game, with his team now tied 2-2. Ozzy Ramirez taps it away, but PDXFC and Frankie Lopez on ball. To Daniel Delgado. Patrick Strauss with it. Big opportunity today for TFA Willamette as Sam Tweeten comes in a little overzealous and gets called for a foul. TFA Willamette, an independent squad. A nice defense applied ahead to Edgar Monroe with just Patrick Strauss ahead of him. Actually, this is Oscar Rosas. Now gets it to Stewart Ashlyn. Ashlyn trying to find a seam and sends it a grounder to the right of goal.
They played U23, the Timbers U23 team, so although not being in the league, they've managed to make the most of their opportunities.
A wide, diverse schedule for TFA Willamette. Here's Ballinger, almost gets it by Krasinski. Quick hands for Sam Krasinski, and he prevents TFA Willamette from regaining the lead.
Actually, Krasinski took that ball off his chest.
Yeah. And this one's a little easier to collect for Sam Krasinski by way of George Fox. Nick Ballinger almost had an opportunity.
Yeah, I'm Krasinski. I'm mad. I'm kicking that ball as far down the field as I can.
Ballinger has been very active today for TFA Willamette, although has not scored yet today. 3 goals to his name coming into this contest, as the same for Edgar Monroe. Almost gets it back behind Patrick Strauss, but a nice kick. Evan Hoover, the defender, trying to initiate the offense all by himself. Ends up the farthest TFA Willamette player upfield, and not many teammates joined him, and loses possession. Patrick Strauss almost lost possession himself there to Ballinger. Oscar Rosas trying to get back for TFA Willamette. Ends up on the cleats of Frankie Lopez, former player for Chiapas down in Mexico, to Daniel Delgado. Back to Delgado near the end line. And almost an opportunity, but a nice save by Roman Gabriel, as Billy Carton nearly got his second goal.
Point blank range save that time.
And Roman Gabriel ends back up with it to end that possession for PDXFC. A couple of nice plays for Roman Gabriel, now ahead for Edgar Monroe. The youngest player on this squad for TFA Willamette, one of the youngest players, only a junior in high school, to Oscar Rosas, nearly got back on ball. And we're going to be seeing a PK. Oscar Rosas had his legs taken out from behind him. Gabe Parrish came in a little bit over eager. Edgar Monroe for the PK, guarded by the George Fox player, Sam Krasinski. And Monroe to the right side, scores on the PK. And TFA Willamette regains a 3-2 advantage in the 33rd minute. We've been tied for the last 15 minutes, and it's a PK that makes the difference. When we saw the game tied at 2-2, we thought we may be seeing PKs, because that's the rule here in the Oregon Open Cup. After 90 minutes of play, we go straight to PKs. Well, we were right. We did see a PK, but only one of them, at least thus far. Edgar Monroe netting it. And barring another goal, TFA Willamette would win in regulation.
Clock was going to tick just a second here. It'll tick under 11 minutes left to play.
Ballinger trying to recollect it. Sam Krasinski comes all the way outside the box.
Let's see if TFA Willamette wants to sit on the lead, or if they press forward. Right now they're pressing forward.
Frankie Lopez on the ball, substituted in at the beginning of the second half for PDXFC. Winds his way around Delgado, who has the ball, but his pass is stolen away by Ballinger. Trying to maintain a 1-goal advantage. And he has such great athleticism. He has pro-level capabilities, says Logan Hoffman, one of his coaches, that he may be playing beyond his collegiate days. He'll be spending time at Oregon State University starting this fall as a freshman. There's Daniel Delgado trying to split 2 defenders, chested away by Riley Mellinger. Back to TFA Willamette. Edgar Monroe tries to track it down off the pass from Oscar Rosas, but can't quite get there. Krasinski foots it away. Kevin Lowe accosted by Monroe. Gets it away to Billy Carton. And mistimed it. Frankie Lopez was going left, and Carton thought he was going right. And he'll be replaced by Abner Carillo, the most recent substitute for TFA Willamette, and Carillo is the one nearly stealing that away. Then Ballinger had an opportunity on it himself, but couldn't capitalize. Nice slide tackle there.
Under 7 minutes to play. Interestingly enough, 1 goal in the first half. We've had 4 goals here in the second half.
Frankie Lopez tried to egg the referee into calling a foul either on the edge of the box or even inside for a PK, but will not gain that advantage. The referee now showing a yellow card to Frankie Lopez for his verbal altercation. Third yellow card we've seen today, 2 for PDXFC and 1 on TFA Willamette. And precious moments wasting away for PDXFC, still trailing 3-2. John Sarna scored first in this game for TFA Willamette in the 5th minute to put them up 1-0. Ethan Crofts in the second half in the 50th minute put TFA Willamette up 2-0. Then in the 57th minute, Billy Carton scored to make it 2-1. Ballinger ahead, and Sam Krasinski tips it away from Stewart Ashlyn. Abner Carillo, the most recent substitute, tries to get it in and will earn a corner kick. Edgar Monroe and Oscar Rodas right in front of the frame. Long bending kick, Rodas over his head, as the same for Ashlyn. That clock on the scoreboard is unofficial. The referees keeping their own time, but it is roughly correct. Ballinger heads it away up to Ballinger. Pepsi Perez trying to get it by Sam Tweeton, but Tweeton is up to the task. Perez flicking it back away and regaining possession for PDXFC. Delgado off his chest, regains it to Frankie Lopez. Left-footed into the box, bicycle kick attempts by Alan Gayton. Couldn't redirect it properly.
When you miss a bicycle kick, it's it's painful.
Cleared away by Tweeton. Alan Gayton, corner of the box against Ballinger. Tries to boot it away, but it goes right to Frankie Lopez. Striking chance. Carillo up to Edgar Monroe. Has Ballinger in front of him, tries to go back to Rodas. He finds Carillo, who is just offside. Carillo disagreed. For PDXFC to tie this game if they can score a goal in the final 3 minutes of play.
This is it. We'll see if they pull the goalie here.
Closing moments, trying to get it over the hands of Roman Gabriel, and that ball hit the field goal post. That is out of bounds. Daniel Delgado is the farthest one up for PDXFC. Roman Gabriel comes in, bounces off the turf, and falls on it. Well done by Roman Gabriel.
No rebound that time.
And a quick opportunity for TFA Willamette. Carillo now on the left wing, swapped with Rodas, and he tries to send one from 30 yards out, but blocked immediately. Ishmael Carillo sends it back to Ballinger. Frankie Lopez gets it away. Here's Kevin Lowe. Ballinger sends his hip into Alan Gayton. The winner goes to the Oregon Open Cup Championship July 31st. The loser goes home, their season done. Alan Gayton sends a header to Riley Ballinger's head. A trio of headers. Ishmael Carillo trying to fight it away. Gayton over to Frankie Lopez. Mishandles, and Ballinger gets it back. No foul called, we play on. Alan Gayton, the steal. Kevin Lowe trying to weave through traffic. Back to Lowe. Sends it in on a cross, booted away. Ballinger tries to clear, and TFA Willamette back with it. Patrick Strauss up ahead. Here's Carton. There is Kevin Lowe just inside the box. Stewart Ashlyn puts it in the back of the net. And TFA Willamette is well on its way to securing an opportunity for the Oregon Open Cup Championship with a 2-goal run against Krasinski and Stewart Ashlyn in the 89th minute.
Ashlyn came in.
Cleared away by TFA Willamette. Edgar Monroe is undercut from behind. And TFA Willamette
let the goaltender
have
come out
claimed
just a
victory,
little bit. When he
keeping
came
their
out
winning
enough,
streak
put it
alive
right by
and
him.
extending their season into the Oregon Open Cup Championship. Edgar Monroe, the deciding goal scorer for TFA Willamette, and they win it 4-2. Thanks for joining us here on Oregon Sports Beat. For Ryan Johnson and the rest of this production, for my broadcaster Dave Hall, for TFA Willamette, Logan Hoffman, Will Hander, and the rest of their crew, for Luke Babson of PDXFC, and everyone else who made this opportunity possible. We sign off on Oregon Sports Beat, where TFA Willamette extends their season to the Oregon Open Cup Championship. I'm Josh Worden signing off from South Albany High School. 4-2 the final score. TFA Willamette victors here in the Oregon Open Cup. So long, everybody.